Hi everyone, my name is Eka and today I will be showing you what I use when I'm painting, like the materials I use, because I've gotten a fair few questions about that, and how I make or paint flowers step by step, like in detail. I will be filming that later on, but first we will go through this magical messy basket of my art materials, and yeah, keep on watching. Okay, so this needs a lot of Marie Kondoing. First off is this. This is my palette. I use this for oil painting mostly. I used to use this other side for acrylic, but I am using this one now for acrylic, and as you can see, it's so messy because I don't bother cleaning it. Like, I just let the paint dry and peel it off once I paint again, and yeah. This is what it looks like. Next are my brushes and paint knives, which this is a lot, but I'm gonna show you what I really use because I don't use all of these and I probably need to throw out majority of them. These are the brushes I use. Starting from my most favorite brush, which is Destroyed. I can't even tell you the brand or like the number of it because ta-da! It's taped together, and I actually like tape it every time because the turpentine destroys the tape quickly, like the stick of the tape to the brush, so I change it time and time again. And yeah, this is my absolute favorite brush, and I actually haven't found the exact same one or something to replace it, so that's why I'm keeping this on life support at the moment. Next are my flat brushes. This is actually smaller. This is, see, I don't know what this is because again, it's Berkeley, but I do not know the number because it has paint on it. So I'm sorry, this is also taped on, but this doesn't come off. I don't know why, but yeah. I use this as a substitute for this one sometimes when the head just totally comes off. I use this and it's just as good, but I really prefer this one. I'm going to find this and I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm just sorry, I really can't. I don't know what it is. I think I bought this at USD or something. By the way, I buy most of my materials in National Bookstore only, so you'll probably find all of this there. And now we have these. I use these two mostly to blend out what I painted with these two. It doesn't have a brand, but it is a number 8 flat nylon brush. And this is, oh, they're both number 8s. Oh, they're the same, but they're not the same. This one is more pointed, while this one is more, how do I describe this? I really don't know what I'm saying right now, but yeah. I use this a lot to blend this one too, but I prefer this one mostly. I use this to blend like harsh lines, and yeah. And lastly, no, not lastly, third to the last, this is a Montmartre Taklon Bright number 6 brush. I use this because it's really flat. I use this for the corners and stuff, or like for outlining. It's para hindi lumagpas. I use this one because it's really tight. Okay, so I use this mainly for details. For the lace part, I use this a lot, and for eyelashes and hair strands, I use this a lot. Again, it has the number painted right off, scratched right off, so don't know what this is, where it's from, but yeah. Next are these two. I use these mostly for backgrounds. I use this to blend skin too because it's really fluffy. This is a Sakura painting brush 12. This is flat brush 12, and this is a 10 pointed brush. And yeah, that's basically all I use. I don't use my palette knives often, like, or for a specific reason. Like, I use all of them just to mix paint, like whatever I get, I use that to mix paint. Okay, next are the paint I use. First off, the really messy oil Maltesers paint bucket. Ta-da! And I have this one. This big Winsor New Gun white because I use white a lot. I mix it with everything. And yeah, this is titanium white, Windsor and Newton. Yeah. And for my actual paint, this is going to be really disgusting because I don't know how to keep them clean. I actually use like 3 brands. I find them all in National Bookstore, but I picked the ones that are really cheap. I think the price ranges from like 150 to like 250 or 300 for this kind of size. I'm gonna breeze by this real quick because I'm not going to get all of the tubes. Okay, so the brands I most reach for are the Louvre, the Fine, and Windsor and Newton. So those are the 3 brands that I buy from because they are cheap. Next up are the acrylics. This is my big lock and lock box of acrylic paint. I've had this since I was like in high school. Again, I usually go for a couple of brands. No, actually only 2. I use the Reeves and the Viveo. I've been using like these small paint tubes for quite some time, but recently I bought these mainly because I'm using acrylic a lot more. I don't really use acrylic that much, but in recent events with the jacket paintings and everything, I have decided to like buy the big tubes. I've always had this, by the way. Again, white is my biggest like consumption. I use a lot of white. I just mix it with everything, though that's why all of my whites are really big. And yeah, again, brands are Reeves and Viveo. So now we are going to the cleaning materials, which is again very disgusting. This is the rag I use for my acrylics, and this is the rag I use for my oil paintings. Orange is acrylic, green is oil. And then I use like Tupperwares for, this is for turpentine, this is for water, for acrylic, and for oil. And here is my favorite turpentine, Berkeley. This does not smell. I used another brand before, I think it was Windsor and Newton, and it smelled so bad. My mom kicked me out of her room whenever I'm painting, so this doesn't smell as much and I love it. That is basically it for this part, this first part, so keep on watching for the second one where I step by step tell you how I paint flowers and yeah, a la Bob Ross. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how I paint flowers. For this tutorial, I'm going to be painting a rose for you, and we are using this image for reference. And yeah, I'm going to show you step by step how I paint flowers. I said that already, but yeah, okay. Quick disclaimer, by the way, I am in no way a professional, so I cannot stress enough how this is how I paint my flowers. You can take away anything you want from that, like you can put your own twist to it if you want your own style to it, but yeah. Okay, so I have my palette here with me. We have a dark brown here, another brown splotch here, red, and a little bit of yellowish. I don't know what it's called. Let's see what the color is called. It's Naples yellow, okay? Whatever that is, and some white. First, what I do is dilute one of the browns in turpentine. It has to be like super watery so you can paint the outline with it. See, it's super runny, but we like it that way because in this way it will dry faster and it would be easier to control. Okay, so compared to our reference image, I added a bit more petals because I feel like I didn't capture everything, so it kind of felt lacking, so added a bit more petals. And now it looks like a cabbage, but that's fine. Now we're going to take another brush, which is this one. It's a bit bigger than the previous one, so we could get a lot of paint in there, and we will start painting with a mixture of the red and the yellow fleshy color. Okay, so this is how I do it. This is the mid-tone, which is the pink, and then I use brown for shadows. I rarely use black. Sometimes I use the brown mixed with a little bit of the mid-tone so that it wouldn't be too strong or too dark. And then for the highlight, we have the white. I won't be looking at my reference photo for all the shadows and the light because that's how I make my paintings. Like, I don't want it to be too realistic. I just want that contrast of the dark, the mid-tone, and the light. And yeah, it's kind of in the middle of being 2D and 3D, and I just developed that kind of style. Okay, so going to lay down the mid-tone here, just a little bit messy. It's fine. We're going to be laying down the shadows now with the brown. I don't usually have a specific order. Sometimes I lay down the shadows first and then the mid-tone and then the light, or I lay down the mid-tone, the shadows, then the light. More often than not, it's the latter, and that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm not trying to make my paintings look super realistic. Like, that is absolutely not my goal, but I have tried, and that led me to my style now, especially in portraits. Like, I tried so hard before to make it look like an actual real person, but I kind of embrace the doll-like appearance they have, like the cartoon-ish appearance they have. That's actually why I only paint one eye, because I can't do two eyes perfectly. I can't do them equally. I can't make them equal. So I decided to cover one with flowers, and then it just kind of became my style. So, and we will be getting into the highlights. So going to dab the white now. And we just slowly transition that and mix it with the pink. And this is my absolute favorite part, which is we're going to get the flat dense brush I mentioned in the first part and kind of lightly brush them together so that it would look seamless, like so. And then if there are lacking parts, you can just paint over them some more. Okay, so that's two of the petals done, and don't worry if it's not looking good right now because this is just the first layer. I'll be adding the second layer tomorrow when the paint dries. And that's the thing actually with oil painting, you have to be really patient because you can't just keep on layering layers until they're dry, and oil paint doesn't dry in minutes or in seconds. It dries overnight. When you look at my first few oil paintings, I used to do them in a day only and they looked really messy, so I advise you not to do that. But if you can and you can do it really good, then fine. But for me, I have to let the layers dry. And yeah, so I'm going to be continuing on with the rest of the petals, and I'm going to be doing that in time-lapse, so see you later. Okay, so the camera ran out of battery as usual. Here is the first layer done, and I'll see you tomorrow for the second layer, and yeah. Okay, so it is now day 2 for this painting, and again I have the same colors on my palette, and I'm going to be applying the second layer, which is hopefully the last layer. It usually takes me 2 layers to finish a flower, but with some colors it takes more than just 2 layers because it's hard to like build the color up. Like the yellows and the oranges are really hard. It all depends on how you apply the paint. So hopefully this will be the last layer for this flower, and yeah, so let's get to it. For the second layer, I'm going to be applying the dark color first, like the brown. I'm going to be applying the shadows first because I didn't get to apply that correctly the last time, so it looks weird. So that's what we are doing. Starting with this part. Like, I don't like how wide this is because it's meant to be like this only, but I applied too much brown here, so we're just going to pull that in. So I applied a fair few shadows already, and now I'm going to apply the pink first here again. So now we're finished with these two. So now we are going to blend that out with the thick brush again. Tadam! Look how better that looks than all the other petals. It's great! We are making progress. I'm thinking of making another huge piece like the bulaklakin one because I really miss that painting. I didn't get to actually look at that painting after it was finished. Like I didn't get to, finding the right word here, maybe admire it for so long, because after I finished it, I sent it to my tita like not even a week after. So I really miss it and I want to make one for the house. So I blended that out, but it doesn't look seamless or good. So I'm resorting to another brush. So I'm using this one. This is a really, really fluffy brush. Just going to blend that out some more. Wow. It looks like it's been airbrushed. Hell yeah. So I'm going to turn off the camera for just a tiny bit because you've already seen how I do it. And I'm afraid I'm going to lose battery again, so I'm gonna turn it on later again. But yeah, so long for now. Okay, so I've done this too, and this, and this, and this, and I've applied all of the shadows where I want them to be, and I corrected some of the places because it looks not in the right place. So now we go to time lapse again. here is the finished rose. I won't be finishing the whole painting for you because that would take a while. So if you want to see the finished product, be sure to follow me on Instagram. It's at Eka San Miguel. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and somehow learned something. I don't know. I did my best, folks, so I hope you take away something from this video. And I hope it encourages some of you to get on painting and to try it. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like the video, and turn on the notifications bell thingy to know when I'm going to post next. And yeah, see you on the next art vlog.